Hello everyone, thank you for joining my channel, Walking into the Light. This is Ryan Nolan. I appreciate you joining the channel. If you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, or share button, or there's a description box below with a donation link if you're interested in doing that. If you do that, I really appreciate it. Anything does help. But let's go ahead and get started into this video. It's been a couple days since I posted my last video, and I thought this was important to put out there. And this was something also that I have thought about for a couple weeks now, and just wanted to put out there at this moment. Because a couple weeks ago, I was watching Fox News, and I was going through some meditations at the time and doing some techniques that I use to increase my consciousness. And I realized that something very important happened, which was that I noticed that these media outlets, Fox News being the one that I was watching at the time, is relaying messages to their satanic partners, their satanic members within the MAGA group, within different parts of the government. And they're using phrases in order to convey messages. And what I mean by that is from the title of this video that I put out there, which is "The Rubicon Has Passed," was a message that was brought onto the newscast as I was watching it, and it was as I was rising my own consciousness to a level that I hadn't gotten to before. So I realized at that moment in time that they're actually monitoring me and my consciousness level and using media to relay information to their people, to let them know, their cult members, to know what's going on. And in this case, the Rubicon has passed. When I looked it up to see what it meant, and if you do the same, you'll notice that it means a point of no return. So they had decided ahead of time, who knows how long ago, that they were going to have this message put out there. If I ever got to a point where I reached a level of consciousness where I wasn't going to be able to be, abused anymore or controlled anymore by brainwashing within the matrix. So in other words, it was me breaking free from the matrix at that moment in time. So I just wanted to bring this to the light, to let people know that all the crazy stuff, especially with Fox News, with all of the, all the propaganda, all of the news that has been tailored to Russia propaganda, all of the nonsense regarding the January 6th insurrection and how that was legitimate, all of the designed strategies on seeing how they could keep that narrative intact, which was so obviously false when you just take a step back and know the facts. It's obvious that there is a culture within that news organization that is part of the satanic plot to overtake the human consciousness of humanity. So I think it's really important for us all to band together and understand this, because we cannot get our information from this news channel anymore. And they're not the only ones. They're the ones that I'm most aware of right now, and they're the ones that posted that message, "The Rubicon has passed," as I was going through what I was going through at that specific moment, and it became very apparent to me that's exactly what they were talking about, that they're actually monitoring myself, and they're not only monitoring me, but they're monitoring other chosen ones, other divine beings, other people, other individuals that have been put here on this planet to raise the consciousness level of humanity. They've been monitoring these people, and they're using different ways of messaging their messages out to their cult members, using media outlets to do that. Now, that's not the only outlet that they use, I'm pretty sure, but this is the one that I was able to become aware of and wanted to put out there into the public right now, so that people become, understanding of what's going on, that they're in the know, that they do not get their information from this news outlet, because this news outlet is designed to basically, like I said, bring down human beings, to give us information that they know is going to divide the human population, to give us information that they know is in alignment with Satan and the devil. And this is really important right now, because like I said, light versus dark, there's been a battle going on for a long time. And just over the last 3 years, it's come to a real, culmination during the pandemic and all of that. And now that it's coming to fruition, what's going on in the spiritual realm is that light has already prevailed, and that's now manifesting itself here in the physical realm. Satan and his forces have gotten really desperate, and they're doing everything that they possibly can to track, to monitor, and to watch over, myself and other people that have been put on this planet to raise the consciousness level. So that has failed miserably. So I'm here to let everybody know that that plan has failed, because I'm putting this out there, that this is what's going on, and people have to understand that this is important, that they have to take this to heart, and that there's other people like myself that find themselves being tracked and monitored all the time. And for those people that are listening that feel that way, this is the time to fight back. And the way you fight back is through your faith. The way that you fight back is through action and speaking truth. And that's exactly why I'm speaking this truth right now, because there's nothing that's more powerful to defeat a narcissist. There's nothing more powerful to defeat evil and fear than telling the truth, because the truth will completely destroy and annihilate all of the lies that have been placed on the consciousness of humanity. And I just wanted to bring this up real quick, which is that their whole plan of overtaking the consciousness of humanity was based on illusions. And they felt like the more they could create the illusion of fear within the world, the more likely and the more powerful they could, the more powerful they could become and overtake the actual truth, which is God. And that has proven to be false. No matter how big the illusion, no matter how powerful the illusion might appear to be, it's still an illusion. An illusion is an illusion. Illusion means it's not real. No matter how much you want to believe something to be real. And the way I look at it, no matter how many times you tell something that isn't true, no matter how many people you tell it to, if you tell it to 1 million people versus one person, that illusion is still the same, no matter if it's one person that knows that false lie, or if there's 1 million people that know that false lie. God has proven that is true. That no matter how many people know the same lie, it doesn't matter how powerful that lie is. Truth is always going to prevail, and that's why light is winning. That's why light is prevailing, because the fact of the matter is we're all one consciousness, and the devil has tried to use the illusion of fear and the illusion of separation to create that greater and grander illusion over time. And the reason it's an illusion is because we're all one. And they want to create the illusion of separation by controlling the way others think about themselves. So their idea of control over other people is an illusion, because everyone can only be controlled by how they think about themselves. So when the devil, throws out fear tactics into the world, it's still up to us. We still have the power within ourselves as human beings, whether to accept that as fear or to accept it as a version of ourself that we haven't accepted yet. And once we accept it, that illusion of fear completely dissipates. So that power still resides with the human being. It's never been taken away. It's only when you give your power away and you think that illusion of fear is real, I must, react to it and respond to it, rather than to accept it for what it is, and not try to control it, not try to change it in any fashion. Because really what it comes down to is everything is a reflection of you at every moment in time. So when fear comes in, just know that that's just a perception and an illusion that is based on the idea that you haven't accepted that part of yourself yet. You haven't accepted that consciousness yet. But if you don't accept it, it can become fearful. You can become fearful, and that will detract you from your path, and that will lead to more fear, because it's self-fulfilling. The fear becomes self-fulfilling in that way, to create more illusions and more experiences that create more fear. And that's what I talk about when I say, the side of darkness believes the greater the illusion of fear becomes, the better the chance they have of overtaking God, which is truth. And God is letting everyone know at this moment in time, I'm here as his messenger. That's not true. That you all, as a human being, always have the ability to accept whatever you're experiencing as yourself, no matter how fearful it might be. Because once you do that, you'll realize that there's nothing to be fearful of at all. So that's my rant for today. But yeah, that's something that I wanted to put out there, was the fact that the Rubicon Has Passed was a message that was put out in the media, that they think they're a lot smarter than they actually are, because they're putting these messages out there that the people they're intending to talk about behind their back are the ones that are deciphering it. So that's pretty silly. But before I go, I wanted to mention too that I have another channel called God Delivered Me, which is a channel specifically designed on another topic, which is that I was born into a satanic cult unknowingly, and I didn't know this until just a few years ago that this was the case. And that my whole life has been a lie, and that my whole life has been built around lies, and these lies have been created by my family members, my closest friends at the time, my extended family, all in a coordinated effort to keep me suppressed in my consciousness level so I wouldn't fully understand who I am, the talents that I have inside of me, and really the spiritual gifts that God has given me can only be apparent once you get to a certain consciousness level, because God doesn't want to have people, using these gifts in a way that is negative or, can degrade other people. So, you have to get to a certain level, and that's when those things that are inherent to what you have become available to you. And these people knew that, and they were all the vibrational energies that were around me, which was all designed. I talk about that in the videos. But go ahead and please check that out. I really think it would be helpful for, number one, for people to understand that this stuff is real, that satanic cults are all over the world, and that they are targeting individuals specifically that are, trying to raise the consciousness level of humanity. And they're using witchcraft, spell work, all these different things. And I'm going to be talking more in depth about the tactics that they use in other videos. I only have a couple videos so far on the channel, but I'll be adding to those with more content, more topics. But I thought it would be really helpful for people to, first of all, know that it exists. And then secondly, what to do in those situations that you find yourself in. If you are going through a similar situation like I did, how to combat the spiritual warfare that is being placed upon you. And the most important thing that I wanted to mention, though, on that channel is that, through the relationship that I have with God, that was the only way that I was able to get through the numerous attempts on my life. Like I said, they were trying to kill me my whole life. And that's not just my family and my extended family and friends, but also people in the justice system, people in law enforcement, people in the education system and healthcare, every industry that you can think of. They were all in a coordinated effort to kill me, and they couldn't do it because my relationship with God is too strong. And that is the number one reason why I had the channel, was to get people interested in building a relationship with the Lord, because he will get you through anything, just like he got me through anything. So with that being said, I wish everyone has a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Stay prayed up. God bless you, and I love you guys. Okay? Take care.